This is South Vietnam. It's 1967, and the war is not only fought in jungles and rice paddies, but sometimes it is fought underground. The Viet Cong build tunnel networks beneath villages, base camps, and supply routes. They resemble hidden cities, booby-trapped, airless, lightless, and designed to kill anyone who enters. To clear them, the U.S. Army and Marines have created a new role, tunnel rats. They are small men, lightly equipped, volunteers, or sometimes new arrivals with something to prove. Their job is to go down into the dark and meet the enemy face to face.
Running tunnels, you develop the ability to not think but shoot, because if you hesitate and think about it, you're the one that's probably going to die. So if there's movement or noise, you shoot. And that's what I did. I shot.
A tunnel rat carries a pistol or short rifle, a flashlight, and sometimes a knife, no radio, and no backup inside the tunnel. Their task is simple: enter, search, destroy, or die trying. The entrance is usually hidden under a hut. They will find a trap door and a ladder descending into darkness.
We were doing a S&D, a search and destroy mission, and going through a village. And they came across a lot of the people in the villages had bunkers underneath their hooches and stuff. And there was this particularly large bunker, and they said, "Okay, you're the new guy. You're going down in there." And I said, "Well, I don't know if I like this or not, but I was the new guy, and I wasn't going to show that I was afraid to go down in this bunker. I guess it was a macho thing. I don't know." They gave me a flashlight, had a red lens on it, which actually you get down in a tunnel, you can't see anything with the red lens, but had my M6, I remember having my M16 and that flashlight, and I went down the steps into the bunker, and it was pitch black, but I could see light at the other end, or where the other entrance into the bunker was. And I was so scared that I focused on that light on the other end of the bunker. I had the flashlight in my left hand, my M16 in my right hand, and I walked towards that light. And there could have been 100 people in that bunker, but I didn't look left or right. And I said, all I need to do is make it to that light and I'll be okay. And I slow walked to that light, and I get out of that bunker.
The tunnels are narrow, barely wide enough to crawl. The air is hot, stagnant. Dust fills the lungs. Visibility is near zero. Flashlights use red filters to avoid giving away position. But red light barely illuminates anything. Every turn could be an ambush. Every step could be a false floor. Every wall could hide an enemy behind a firing slit.
It was strictly voluntary basis. You didn't have to go in a tunnel. If you went in a tunnel and freaked, you never had to go back in a tunnel again. And you could do that real easy. I mean, you get down in a tunnel and start closing in on you, or you hear noises and you start shooting, and you can get cranked up real easy and lose it completely, and probably make you go insane if you're not careful.
The tunnels are very rarely empty. Punji pits could line the floors. Tripwires can trigger grenades, and trap doors drop intruders onto sharpened stakes. Snakes are tied by their tails to ceiling boards, spiders the size of a fist, biting ants that tear skin.
A lot of tunnels you get into like a NBA base camp or base camp, and you start checking the bunkers out, but then you get down inside and the bunkers would have tunnels leading off of them.
Survival means reaching daylight again, crawling back, climbing out. Your heart is pounding and your hands are shaking. If the tunnel is cleared, explosives are set. The earth collapses. The underground war ends, for now.
Two of them we found was just by pure luck, because two NBA or two BC in one particular tunnel came out of the tunnel while we were there. They killed them, and then, we found the tunnel where they came out. And that happened in two different occasions in the year I was there.
Sometimes tunnels yield more than bodies. Maps, documents, plans of enemy operations. Finds like these extend campaigns, reveal base camps, expose supply lines. A single tunnel rat can change an entire operation.
GIs had a habit of just tossing a grenade in a tunnel and saying, well, that takes care of that, but wouldn't do any damage. Because mainly the first section of tunnel, you'd go in, it would make a turn. It'd either drop down and make a turn, or you'd go in and make a right or left turn and go a short distance, and then there'd be a trap door going down. There was all kind of, things you had to watch out for in tunnels. One story was that they would take bamboo vipers and nail their tails to a board and hang it from the ceiling, and you're going through there in the dark, and, and bamboo viper, we called it the 3-step snake. They bite you, you take 3 steps and you were dead. Just different pungy pits, false floors you could fall through into pungy pits. They had false walls in the tunnel where they could be on the other side, and as you're crawling through, they'd shoot you. One of the tricks I heard was they would wait for a couple guys to run tunnels, and when you went up through a trap door, when you stuck your head up through there, they'd take a steel or bamboo rod and pin you there in the tunnel. And of course, it'd freak out the guy that was with you, and you didn't have to worry about anybody running the rest of the tunnel. It's just flashes, flash this happens, flash that happens, people hollering, screaming, people shooting. And when you shoot a 45 in a tunnel, I think you immediately go death, because, you holler, you scream, your heart's pounding. I mean, it's all reaction. You really don't think, you just start shooting and you want to get out. And you want to get out any way you can, and running tunnels, you develop the ability to not think but shoot, because if you hesitate and think about it, you're the one that's probably going to die. So if there's movement or noise, you shoot. And, that's what I did. I shot, and get the hell out of there as fast as I could.
Tunnel rats rarely spoke of what they saw. For many soldiers, claustrophobia followed them home, and the memories replay in their minds for years. Thank you for watching tonight.